It's been 18 years. It's been 18 years since the last time I bought an instrument. I'm standing here in front of Guitar Center with the full intention to get a new bass guitar, and I'm so excited. Um, I have a couple of brand names in mind: Music Man, ESP, um, hell, even Squire. So the last time I bought a bass guitar was in 2005, and I got myself a 6-string Ibanez back then. So here we are, and I'm gonna take you on the journey of choosing the bass, testing it out, and it's gonna be awesome. So let's get into it. I walked into the first Guitar Center store and headed straight to the bass guitar section on the far left side. I knew what I had in mind, but I was still open to try other options and see if I liked any other bass they had at the store. Since I had Sterling on my mind, I spotted the Ray34 5-string bass, ruby red burst satin. I'll display it here, and picked it up right away. Once I hooked it up and started playing, I realized immediately the tone is what was drawing me first and foremost for choosing the right bass. This one had a huge punchy sound. I really don't know how to describe it precisely, but the pickups on this Sterling sounded so good. I must have spent at least 45 minutes testing this one out, so much so that a couple of guys approached me while I was taking a break and said, "Hey, that bass sounds awesome. Your playing is great." I thanked them, and we started chatting for a few minutes, of course, talking about gear and all the good stuff. Then after they left, I continued to try other basses. I spotted the Squire 40th Anniversary Precision Bass Vintage Edition, Satin Dakota Red, and I started playing it, but I was immediately disappointed because the tone of that bass was not what I was expecting. I found the tone to be too dull and uninspiring for my taste, so I immediately dropped it and was thinking about picking up the Ray34 to test some more before my eyes caught this next bass, the Geddy Lee Signature Jazz Bass. It was at arm's reach, so I put the Ray34 down and tested that one next. It's a cool bass, but at this point I was already convinced the Sterling type of sound is what my ear was wanting to hear more of. This Geddy Lee bass sounds great, nothing against it, but it didn't do it for me at all. The Sterling bass was still leading the race. I put the Geddy Lee bass down and noticed the 4-string Sterling bass. While the first thing that drew my attention was its finish, which, to be honest, I didn't like. I thought, well, let's give it a try. It must sound as good as the Ray34, which, by the way, I later realized the name calls out the 5 strings and HH calls out the 2 humbucker pickups that are equipped on it. This one is called Ray34. It was the Flame Maple Heritage Cherry Burst finish. The bass honestly looked unassuming. It looked like a bass I would picture Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers playing on. In this moment, I was still debating whether to get a 4 or a 5-string bass. Since I've had a 6-string all this time, I wanted to change it up for once. So I took it down from the hook and plugged it into the amp, and right away it hit me. It was super comfortable to play. The Sterling sound was there, fully present, and blasting through the speaker. And as I kept playing it, I was starting to become convinced this was what I wanted. It was a bright and punchy tone, just like the Ray34. Now, the price was a bit high. It was a couple of $100 above my budget, and that is what was making me think twice. But I was willing to make the sacrifice and go for it. I took a pause and thought, well, why don't I check out another Guitar Center store just for shits and giggles to gauge what kind of luck I had that day. So I hopped in my car, drove about 15 minutes to the next Guitar Center, and this is where I made the final decision. So check it out. All right, we're at another Guitar Center. This store is kind of strange. Okay, so we're at another Guitar Center. Let's see what we have here. That other store had a good choice, but I'll see what I decide for. I walked in and pretty much saw the same selection of basses hanging along the left wall in the far back of the store. I saw a handful of basses the other store didn't have, but I was eyeing this Sterling Ray34, and lo and behold, they had it there too. However, I was buying some time testing out other basses just to see where my mind might be drifting to and see if I had any last minute change of opinion. I spotted and grabbed a 5-string Jackson bass, the X Series concert bass CBXNT DX4 gloss black. I immediately didn't like it because I found the pickup area to be too busy for my right hand. I think this bass is more geared towards rock and playing with a pick, but I like to have the option of slapping bass as well. But wasn't comfortable for that at all. Right when I finally spotted the one, it was the same model, Sterling Ray34, but this one had a teal finish, which to me looked way cooler than the Cherry Burst. But then I saw the price tag. It was marked for $599.99, and on the tag it said it had a discount of $380. I was beginning to get really excited, so I asked the store employee, "Hey, so I see you have these two identical models, but the Cherry Burst is almost its MSRP, and this one is $380 cheaper. Why is that? Is that correct?" So the guy went back and double checked, and after a few minutes, he came back to explain that the difference in price was mainly due to the finish. He said, "So this Cherry Burst has a rosewood fretboard, but the teal one has a roasted maple fretboard. I think the manufacturer is only applying this discount to the teal finish version, but they are the same model." I played it for a bit longer, maybe 5 minutes more, and I thought, this bass sounds incredible. And for this price, I'm going to take it, definitely. So I called the guy and said, "Yes, I'm going to buy this bass right now." So here we have it. The Ray34 teal, and I'm so happy with this purchase. This bass sounds incredible, looks incredible. This is kind of new for me because usually the basses I've had all throughout my bass playing life have had rosewood. So the roasted maple fingerboard looks pretty cool. And yeah, I still have the protective film on top of the pick guard. I don't want to scratch that pick guard yet. So as you can see, there's a lot of space between the fingerboard and the humbucker, which is awesome for slapping. There's nothing in your way, and it's just awesome. So let's look at the back. As you can see here, the neck joint is bolt on, and there's 6 bolts, and there's a plate. Looks pretty nice. And we have the 9-volt battery compartment for the pickup, for the humbucker pickup. So overall, this bass is very, very, very beautiful. It plays amazing, and I'm so happy with my purchase. The neck is sleek and very fast. It's awesome. The sound is amazing. And we'll give it a test recording so you can check out what it sounds like. All right, so let's try it out, and let me show you how it sounds. I will do just full volume at this moment, and all the 3 settings, I'm going to put them in the center. So that is treble, mid, and bass. So this is what it sounds like on those positions. So now let's do full treble to the max. Now let's do full mids all the way up. Let's put the bass to 100. Let's scale them back all the way to the center position. Now let's do treble and middle in the center and no bass. Now let's remove all the mids. Let's remove all the treble. It's just pure volume. As you can tell, it became a lot more quiet, but it still sounds amazing. So how about this? Let's do 0 bass, 0 mids, and full treble to the max. Now let's remove all the treble and do mids, 100% mids. Let's do 0 mids, 0 treble, and 100% bass. See what that sounds like. Now let's do 100% bass and 100% treble. No mids. And one more. Let's do 100% bass, no treble, and 100% mids. And to finish up, once again, 100% bass, treble, and mids. It It may have been clipping a little bit there, but I'm going to leave all these comparisons so you can hear the difference. This bass sounds pretty awesome. I put the mids in the center, and treble and bass are 100%. The harmonics sound amazing. Let's try a little slapping with everything 100%. And finally, I'm going to play a little snippet of 6 O'Clock by Dream Theater. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. Leave a like, comment, tell me what you think about the Sterling Ray34. I am loving it. It sounds amazing, and I'm going to enjoy it for years and years. Comment what you liked about this bass, and let me know what EQ you liked the most. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next video.